Apologies in advance if you hear a lot of car noises. I'm currently at VidCon, not at my normal setup, but I still wanted to get a video out because this is crazy. But we're talking about MrBeast yet again. Now, this all stems from a now deleted post that went out, I believe, yesterday, and it's in regard to this AI thumbnail editor that MrBeast was advertising on his Twitter.
Here's that now deleted tweet. He says, ViewStats just dropped AI thumbnails and it takes the guesswork out of what thumbnails will perform. Just prompt what you're looking for and it will generate a data-backed viral thumbnail. And this here is the bottom side of his tweet where he was showcasing the ViewStats Pro AI tool that he was talking about in his tweet.
Now, as you could imagine, having the largest creator on YouTube advertising a AI thumbnail generator, well, people weren't super happy with that.
Here's one of the replies to his tweet. So the biggest YouTuber is pushing AI while also posting about how he hopes everyone watches his work because of how much creative effort went into it. So you understand the value of work and creativity, but don't understand that this tech is destroying the concept of both. And then a few others here saying, a man with the highest subscriber count is asking other creators to use AI thumbnails. Embarrassing. And then this next one, too lazy to even make a thumbnail. And then this was probably one of the biggest callouts. This is from Jacksepticeye. He said, what the actual fuck? And he used my logo in the promotion for it too. I hate what this platform is turning into. Fuck AI. And here specifically is in that advertisement that MrBeast had posted. You can see Jacksepticeye's logo as well as like Moist Criticals, MKBHD, all those people. And then I wanted to bring attention to this one directly. Synthetic Norris says, this is absolutely disgusting, and no creator who has any self-respect will use AI slop for their thumbnails. Asmongold actually referenced that comment in his reply to this post saying absolutely disgusting, quoting it. And it's a website about making YouTube thumbnails, kind of saying, what's the big deal? It's how are we calling a thumbnail creation website disgusting?
And that's been really interesting for me. There is actually a lot of people that are taking Jimmy's side and are kind of in agreement with having this AI thumbnail generator and thinking that that's okay, that that's actually a good thing.
Here's an example from Ben Graham saying the majority of people posting on this have obviously never created a thumbnail in their life. It can take hours. It's painful. This is a great use for AI for creators. 99% of the internet are consumers, not creators. And this one as well. This is going to be my worst take of all time, but thumbnail artists are very difficult to work with and take forever. I would love to pay for work, but they make it hard.
I was noticing this other sentiment, this other side of the argument, that having this thumbnail generator tool is actually useful for a lot of starting out creators, people who don't have the funds to afford a thumbnail editor. But of course, there were also a lot of people that disagree with that point as well.
But continuing on, MrBeast put up this post after he deleted the AI thumbnail advertisement post, and a couple of creators responded to it, most particularly a guy by the name of Point Crow. He replied to this tweet calling out Jimmy, saying, "This you? Are you going to say anything or just delete your tweet and profit off of stealing other creators' work with your new ViewStats AI slop tool?" And the photo you saw at the bottom of his tweet is from MrBeast, something he posted back in 2021, saying the largest channel in Russia just takes my thumbnails and photoshops his face on mine. And if you look at the AI tool that MrBeast was advertising, in the fourth bonus perk thing you can see down below, you can see it's face swap, put yourself in any thumbnail, similar to the gripe that he had with the Russian YouTuber who was doing something very similarly. Point Crow continues on with a post of his own, saying, so MrBeast gets to complain about channels stealing his thumbnails, then turn around and make a tool that does the same thing but faster and cheaper? He promotes this new AI tool in a video on the site, saying that it can copy any channel style of thumbnails for YouTube videos and even edit it so that your face is in it instead of the original creators. He initially states it so that it can be used for inspiration, but then continues on and notes that it will literally be the way you generate thumbnails going forward. He goes on to say, I spend days, weeks, sometimes months thinking of thumbnails, working with artists to craft the perfect one, and you've made something that can steal my and my artists' hard work without a thought. Your model is clearly trained on all our thumbnails and uses them without any creator's permission and makes it not only easy, but it attempts to make this socially acceptable too. Way to take out the content and content creator and the fun that comes from thinking up of new ideas. Majorly fuck this. If there's any class action lawsuit against this guy, count me in. I'm done with him.
I did want to bring this up specifically with this point, which he mentions at the bottom, where he sometimes spends even months working on a thumbnail idea to use in his videos. The thing is, if you want to make YouTube a full-time career path, usually, especially starting out, you don't have the privilege of being able to mull over and think about a thumbnail for months to get the right one. But if someone wants to cover something relevant, like let's say me, for example, I don't have the luxury of getting to work on an idea craft a thumbnail for months. I have a turnaround time that I need to get something out within a couple hours after the news hits. Otherwise, I'm not going to get views for my coverage. So I'm lucky that I have a phenomenal thumbnail editor that I get to work with back and forth to make the stuff that I do now. And really, it's more just about time saving than anything else. And for someone that needs a more artistic or more well thought out thumbnail, like, yeah, it's going to take them more time. And if they're doing anything relevant, it's going to make it that much harder for them to stay on top of trends. That isn't to say that I'm directly supporting this thumbnail tool. I really am opposed to it personally, but I do think that there are two very clear sides to this argument that are showing themselves, and I want to showcase both those point of views to you guys. But moving on to more of his tweets.
This is Point Crow's most recent post. He said, had a chat with MrBeast about his AI thumbnail creation tool. While I'm uncertain what will be happening moving forward, I voiced my thoughts directly to him. Great idea to want to make content creation more accessible, but this isn't remotely the solution to that and actually fundamentally hurts creators as a whole. Just mentioning this because I think it's important to note that he reached out even though we largely disagree. Leaving everything up though to discourage this still, and I'll count this hopefully as the bookend to this saga. Cheers. MrBeast replied to this tweet saying, I appreciate all the feedback. I love the YouTube community more than anyone can even remotely comprehend. Already working on changes like face swap should only be used to swap your face on your thumbnail, obviously not others. And overall, I'll build this more in a way to be inspiration for artists / a tool they use and not replace them. Very good feedback. My goal with ViewStats is to build tools to level the playing field between people like me with 300 employees and new creators that can't afford a small army. Interestingly enough, Dark Viper AU responds to MrBeast, and I really like this reply. He says, wanting to level the playing field between those with 300 employees and those without means you want to make those 300 people redundant, meaning they won't have jobs. Seems like your tool is designed to enable firing your artists whilst getting $50 from everyone else. Out of touch, evil genius move. Now, this is Editor Connor coming in here. I just want to let you know that we're about to lead into where I'm talking about the price and people kind of going back and forth about that. But before that, I just kind of wanted to stop and say I didn't see this before I was editing, and this is probably my favorite comment. I think this does the best job of really showcasing, the holes in MrBeast's logic here about trying to level that playing field. You shouldn't really be able to level that playing field, and if you do, you are illegitimizing, the workers that are working for MrBeast, for example, when you're trying to create a tool that can do what they're doing or can at least satisfy, people trying to make thumbnails so that they aren't needed. Just really wanted to focus in on this point here because I really agreed with it, but now continuing on with the rest of the video.
Also, another really big thing to bring up, you're not subscribed yet. You've been here this long in the video. It's not been the best quality, there's cars going by, and you're still here. So consider subscribing. If not that, if you could just leave this video a thumbs up, help it get out in the algorithm a bit more, really appreciate it. But I hope you enjoy the rest of this video. So there's a good chunk of people saying that that is an affordable price, but even just me looking at that, if we're going for the sake of like availability for people, charging $80 a month, and there's also an option for like $250 a month, it feels a bit high if the goal is to make this more accessible to people who can't afford a thumbnail editor. I feel like if you're looking around and like looking for freelancers who are willing to do that, it's not too terribly difficult to look around and find people that would be willing to work with you at a negotiated price. But that could just be that I don't need crazy complex thumbnails done. And with more, complex and more creative thumbnails outside of me just using text and a picture of someone's face, that's going to cost more money. There's a lot more ideating in that process, so I can understand where it can end up being a bit more expensive for people. So truly, I am really curious to hear what you guys think, because there are a lot of big creators that are thinking that this is not okay at all. There are people that are arguing that this is allowing people who are coming into the scene the opportunity to actually have good thumbnails for their videos so they don't have to worry It's been like this. It has been like this every couple seconds. But it would give those smaller creators the opportunity to have good packaging for their videos without having to pay as much as, fully paying for a thumbnail artist. Personally, I think, using AI to eradicate a job that exists here on YouTube and has been such a big part of YouTube, that being thumbnail artists, it feels wrong. It just gets me thinking, like, how far are we from just completely losing the ability to produce art and charge for it if we can just have AI do it? And I mean that across the board, not just thumbnails, but what I'm doing right now or anything else like the Reddit voiceover Minecraft parkour videos. But that brings this bad boy to a close. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're still around, consider subscribing. If you're at VidCon, come say hi to me. I'm here till Tuesday. But that's it. I'll see you guys later. Adios. Peace. Bye.